The music swells. The air feels heavy with expectation. You stand at the altar, pulse hammering against your throat, eyes locked on your partner. In this moment, every nerve ending screams that you have reached the summit of your life. You are certain. You are committed. You are convinced this is the perfect match. But look closer at the machinery beneath the surface. At this exact second, your brain is running a blind program. You have arrived at the most significant decision of your existence, choosing a lifelong partner, while your neurological systems for critical judgment are effectively offline. This is not a metaphor. It is a calculated biological survival mechanism designed to bypass your caution. You believe you are making a choice based on character, history, and shared future. In reality, you are operating under a forced override. Your brain is prioritizing the bond over the evidence. You are standing there, heart racing, fully prepared to pledge your future, while the very tools you need to evaluate that future have been systematically disabled. The commitment feels absolute, yet the foundation is built on a temporary chemical illusion. Consider the prefrontal cortex as the CEO of your consciousness. It is the executive suite where risk assessment, logical deduction, and long-term planning reside. It is the part of you that spots the crack in the foundation, the inconsistency in a story, or the subtle red flag in a new acquaintance. Yet, in the throes of this intense attachment, the CEO is not just on break, it is effectively locked out of the building. Neurological scans reveal a drastic reduction in activity within this critical region. As your reward centers light up at the sight of your partner, the very circuits responsible for detecting betrayal or incompatibility go dark. Think of it as your internal lie detector being unplugged. While you are signing the most important contract of your life, you are evaluating a life-altering partnership with your most vital analytical tools disabled. The brain does not pause to verify the data. It does not cross-reference the history. It simply suppresses the skepticism that would normally keep you safe. You feel the rush, you see the smile, and you interpret the chemistry as proof of destiny. Meanwhile, the machinery remains silent, dormant, and entirely offline. Why would nature sabotage your judgment at such a critical juncture? The answer lies in the harsh calculus of our ancestral past. Evolution does not prioritize your long-term happiness or the accuracy of your risk assessment. It prioritizes the bond. In the brutal environment of human origins, hesitation was a liability. Overanalysis was a death sentence for the species. If you stopped to scrutinize every potential flaw in a mate, you risked missing the narrow reproductive window entirely. To solve this, your brain employs a radical override. It targets the amygdala, your ancient, hyper-vigilant threat detection center. By suppressing this region, your biology forces a state of artificial safety. It silences the internal alarm that would normally scream. It creates a chemical shield that makes you feel euphoric and secure with the person who now has total access to your life. The brain ensures you feel safe, not because the person is safe, but because the species requires you to stop looking for reasons to run. This state is maintained by a potent cocktail of neurochemicals, primarily dopamine and oxytocin. These substances do more than just make you feel good. They actively rewire your perception. They create a temporary blind spot that persists for roughly 12 to 18 months. During this window, you are biologically wired to bypass your own internal filters. You are essentially operating under a sensory illusion. When your partner displays behavior that should trigger a warning, a lack of reliability, a dismissive tone, or a fundamental difference in values, your brain actively suppresses the signal. You see the red flag, but your chemistry prevents you from registering it as a threat. Instead, the brain reinterprets these warning signs as minor quirks or temporary lapses. You are not just ignoring the evidence, you are incapable of weighing it against the intense reward signals flooding your system. This is the honeymoon phase, a period where your biology demands total commitment while simultaneously blinding you to the long-term consequences of that choice. You are effectively locked in a loop where every interaction reinforces the bond, and every potential conflict is smoothed over by the chemical surge. You are blind to the things that will define your success. Then, the clock strikes 18 months. The chemical tide recedes. The neurochemical fog that has shielded your perception for over a year begins to dissipate. In your skull, the prefrontal cortex, the brain's CEO, comes back online. It resumes its post, scanning for risk. The silence of the last year is replaced by a sudden, sharp clarity. You look across the table at your partner, and the view has changed. Those charming, endearing habits that once made you smile now register as grating, repetitive, and deeply problematic. Now, they are glaring, unavoidable personality flaws. The transition is violent in its suddenness. The internal lie detector, unplugged for so long, is now screaming. You are staring at the raw, unvarnished reality of your choice. The euphoria is gone, and in its place, the structural failures of your partnership are finally laid bare. The crash is not a slow decline. It is a sudden, violent collision with the truth. You are standing in the wreckage of your own expectations, forced to acknowledge that the person beside you is not the one you thought you knew. This is the make or break crisis. Your brain, now fully awake, demands an immediate exit strategy. Every instinct screams to pull away, to label the entire experience a mistake, and to walk out the door. You feel the physical weight of the betrayal, not by your partner, but by your own biology. You were tricked into a commitment by a chemical override, and now you are left to deal with the fallout. This is the moment where you must choose your path. Do you surrender to the frustration and let the relationship dissolve, or do you stand your ground and fight the biological urge to flee? You are at a crossroads. The easy choice is to blame the partner for the flaws you now see so clearly. The hard choice is to recognize that you are currently a victim of your own neurochemistry. You must force yourself to pause. You must stop the impulse to act on this sudden, sharp resentment. If you move now, you move out of panic. To survive this transition, you must stop trusting your own internal compass. It is still recalibrating, still prone to phantom signals from the fading chemical surge. The first rule is absolute. Freeze your timeline. Do not sign leases. Do not merge finances. And do not make life-altering promises while the dust is still settling. You need a buffer zone, a period of at least 12 months where you commit to nothing but observation. This is not a suggestion. It is a tactical necessity. While you were busy drowning in dopamine, your social circle was watching from the shore. They saw the inconsistencies you were wired to ignore. They noticed the way your partner spoke to you in private, the subtle dismissals, and the red flags that your brain labeled as quirks. Now, you must invite them back into your decision-making process. Sit down with the people who have known you for years. Ask them the questions you were too blinded to pose. Do not defend your partner. Do not explain away their behavior. Simply listen. Their observations are the mirror you need to see the reality you have been avoiding. By leaning on their perspective, you bridge the gap between your current, confused state and the objective truth. This is how you reclaim your autonomy. The clock is your most reliable tool. Once you hit the 2-year mark, the neurochemical fog is officially gone. The dopamine is no longer masking the terrain. Now, you must execute a deliberate audit. This is not a casual conversation. It is a formal assessment of your life together. Sit down with a blank page and list your non-negotiable core values. Then, look at your partner. Do not look at their potential or who you want them to be. Look at their actions over the last 24 months. Where do these two lists collide? Where do they diverge? You are checking for structural integrity. Ask the hard questions. Is there mutual respect when you disagree? Does your partner support your growth, or do they demand your conformity? If the values do not align, the foundation is cracked. This audit is the final filter. It separates the infatuation from the partnership. You are the architect of your own future. If it passes, you have a reality-tested, sustainable bond that can survive the long term. The chemicals have finally settled. The high-intensity, pulse-pounding rush that defined your first 2 years is gone, and in its place, you are left with the raw, unvarnished truth of your partner. Many mistake this silence for the death of love, but it is actually the birth of it. You are no longer being driven by a biological program designed to ensure reproduction. You are now standing on solid ground, capable of seeing the person in front of you without the distortion of a dopamine filter. This is the moment where your autonomy takes command. You do not have to fight your biology, but you must refuse to be ruled by it. True love is not a feeling that happens to you, it is a structure you build. It is the deliberate choice to remain, to respect, and to grow alongside another person when the neurochemical reward system is no longer providing a shortcut to euphoria. Look at your partner now. If you can see their flaws, their habits, and their history, and still choose to align your path with theirs, you have moved beyond blind infatuation. You are now in the realm of a clear-eyed, sustainable partnership. The foundation you build today is not made of hormones or temporary highs. It is made of mutual respect, shared values, and the conscious decision to show up every single day. The fog has cleared, and for the first time, you can see exactly who you are standing with. That is the only foundation that will last. You are no longer a passenger to your own brain. You are the architect. Build something that survives the test of reality.
Thank you for watching Frequency XO Productions. And remember, never give up on yourself.